Alright, so we're live. In this video, I'll be discussing the Gospel of Barnabas and its errors because modern um, Muslims will use it in attempt to refute Christianity, which kind of does not make sense at all. Actually, doesn't make sense at all. So, here we go. Oh yeah, final note, no, they do not reconcile. Okay, here are the real reasons why Muslims cite it in the first place. They usually cite it because it agrees with their view on the crucifixion, which is Jesus didn't actually get crucified, but Judas replaced him on the cross. And the Gospel of Barnabas does actually present this. It says, quote, "Whereupon the wonderful God acted wonderfully in so much that Judas was so changed in speech and in face to be like Jesus that we believed him to be Jesus." So right there just says that Judas uh, was mistaken for to be Jesus. So yeah, and then second quote says, "So they led Judas to Mount Calvary, where they used to hang malefactors, and there they crucified him naked." Um, and then you can see he says, "Judas truly did nothing else but cry out, 'God, why have you forsaken me?' Seeing the malefactor has escaped, and I die unjustly." So you can see that they even made Judas say what Jesus said on the cross, "God, why have you forsaken me?" Kind of just to, um, so yeah, that's the main reason why Muslims usually cite it. And it aligns with Surah chapter 4, verse 157, which says that we killed Jesus Christ, the Son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, but they killed him not, nor crucified him. So they didn't crucify him, or they didn't kill him, or slash they didn't kill him. So basically, Muslims just use it to um, to justify their agenda, basically. Now, here are the errors of the Gospel of Barnabas, or the quote Gospel of Barnabas. First, it says that Jesus um, uh, what's it called? Went on sea to Galilee, and having embarked in a ship, sailed to his city in Nazareth. However, Nazareth is on seashore; it's inland, meaning the author had no idea where Jesus lived, nor did he know him. It also quotes from the Latin Vulgate, which Saint Jerome didn't work on until the 3rd century. Now, here is the real contradiction between the Quran and the quote Gospel of Barnabas. Okay, so so Muslims believe Jesus is the Messiah, as seen in Surah chapter 4, verse 157. However, the Gospel of Barnabas actually denies that Jesus is the Messiah and views him as merely a prophet, kind of like Islam, but just that he wasn't the Messiah. And you can see in chapter 42, he says, in chapter 42, the Gospel of Barnabas says, quote, "Jesus confessed and said the truth. I am not the Messiah," end quote. And then in chapter 82, it says, "The woman said, 'O Lord, perhaps you are the Messiah.' Jesus answered, 'I am indeed sent to the house of Israel as a prophet of salvation, but after me shall come the Messiah, sent of God to all the world, for whom God has made the world." And he actually or Jesus doesn't actually say it, but the author pretty much says Jesus is the Messiah countless amounts of times. I mean, sorry, I worded that wrong. The author makes it clear that Jesus isn't the Messiah like plenty of times. I think it's about 5 times, maybe 4. But as you can see, there is division between what the Quran says and what the Gospel of Barnabas says. And there's major errors with the Gospel of Barnabas. And we could also conclude that the Gospel of Barnabas wasn't um, written by Barnabas, since the earliest manuscript of the Gospel of Barnabas was found in, I believe, the 14th century in Italian. So there's no, how should I say it, connection between the Apostle Barnabas and this quote Gospel of Barnabas, meaning that that this gospel was pretty much a forgery, and I guess it's only cited for this one reason, which is kind of disingenuous because you shouldn't quote something that goes against your theology, but uh, you know, it's whatever. No, and that's basically it on my presentation on the Gospel of Barnabas and its errors, and how it doesn't reconcile with the Quran, which pretty much debunks every Muslim that tries to use this to prove that Judas was a replacement for Jesus on the cross. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and see ya, I guess.